ready, Clint? Who wants to go first?
What was the mood of the team after the game, and what's your approach going into this game?
Our mood going to after the game, I mean, it was pretty. We didn't want to be in the locker room after a tough loss like that. So we couldn't harp on it for long. So I mean, coach and players, we said and we moved on. Like we had a day off the next day, so we got back to practice and we just left it in the rear, get ready for the next game.
It's on now, right? Yeah, sorry.
You're going from basically a really strong defensive team in Virginia to a pretty high octane Miami team. Does that change like how you guys approach the game in terms of just strategy and concept that you have a team that can score 100 in a game versus maybe like Virginia plays at a different pace and a little bit slower?
From a defense standpoint, I feel like we have to lock in even more on defense with them being so versatile on offense. But defensive-wise, like for them, I think they lead the ACC in steals, so we still got to be tough with the ball and can't have as many turnovers as we had last game.
Did you feel that Virginia made it hard for the team and you in particular in setting up where you'd like to set up and get your normal shot?
Yeah, Virginia, they're definitely a tough team. I give them a lot of credit. Like, they made it hard on us. They're a real taught and fundamental team. They definitely made it hard on us.
Kind of, you guys this is probably your toughest stretch of ACC games, sort of, to open up with Carolina, and then you had Clemson and Virginia, now Miami. But just kind of how do you guys approach it? I know you guys want to get kind of going in the league. Kind of what's the mental approach as you go into your last home game in this little stretch of tough games?
I feel like with it being a new year, we talked for a minute yesterday as a team, and it was just like we all pretty much had to look in the mirror and like be real with ourselves and like ask ourselves, do y'all want this to be like the rest of the feeling that we have for the rest of the season, or do we want to turn it around and like make some noise in Atlanta?
You're going up against Isaiah Wong, one of the better guards in the league. He's been around for a long time. Is he going to be a focus on defense for you guys tomorrow?
Primarily, I think he's going to be a focus. I think he's one of the top scorers and players on the team. So yeah, we're going to key in on him.
What can you guys do? This was even a problem last year with the offensive funks, and you had a pretty big one in the Virginia game that was sort of the big swing in that game. What can you guys do offensively to get a bucket, or is it driving to the lane? Like you've had some success with getting fouled in the lane. Is there anything in particular that you can put your finger on that is something that you guys can do when you get into those funks that's your bread and butter at this point?
Well, first we got to get the opportunity to get down there to the lane. I mean, it's hard to do that when we had 20-some turnovers. So, I mean, it's kind of hard. But, yeah, I can't speak too much on it. 23 turnovers is hard to do a lot of stuff.
When you had Rodney and Javon out there on the court at the same time, did you notice the offense running any differently, ball movement, that type of thing?
I think Rodney and Javon, they play real well off of each other. They like playing with each other, and I think I don't think we take a disadvantage away when we have both of them out there, just because like we're bigger and we can crash the glasses more.
Coach, it seems like y'all's offense is predicated a lot on transition basketball and trying to push tempo, and that's been sort of a struggle at times when you guys don't get stops defensively. How do you guys create that transition offense to keep from getting stuck in the half court? 'Cause it seems like the half court's maybe not the strength of the team right now, but you guys are better in transition. How do you generate more of those opportunities? I guess it's defensive stops, but just how do you guys get in transition more?
Yeah, you said it. We got to get defense stops. I mean, it's hard to get transition points if you can't stop anybody, because if the ball is going through the net for the other team, you got to take it out, and they got time to go back and set up.
Deebo, this is sort of a non-basketball question, but I'm pretty sure your parents have not missed a single one of your games. Mm-hmm. in your entire career.
Yeah.
And they're doing this still from Florida, right?
Yeah.
So what's it been like, just knowing that you're always going to see mom and dad in the stands, no matter where you're playing, and that they're making a big commitment to travel and be able to watch all of your games in person?
It means a lot. It definitely puts a smile on my face knowing that I can at least have one of them in the stands when I go play anywhere, whether it's here or up in Boston College. I know I can count on one of them being in the stands, but it just like makes me think later on down the road, like they made a lot of these sacrifices for me, so I gotta make sure I take care of them when I get older.
Did they tell you that was going to be the plan? That
Uh,
they were going to come to every game?
They told me going into like they was gonna try to make everyone that they can.
Anybody else? Thanks, Deebo.
All right, thank y'all.
Appreciate it.